Welcome back. We are covering number 18 of 25 mistakes billionaires have made. And number 18 this week is Peter Hargraves. The bigger the baller, the bigger the mistake. And before we get going, do me a favor. I greatly appreciate it if you would click the or submit or hit the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you happen to be listening or watching this on. I greatly appreciate it. It lets the platform know that you appreciate the content, helps them distribute it to other like-minded, beautiful people like yourselves. And it also lets me know that it's appreciated, and that's always an encouragement. So the best thing about it is it's free to do and doesn't take too long to do it. So hook a brother up. I'd appreciate it. So we're going to talk about number 18, which is Peter Hargraves. And again, these are not necessarily mistakes, but that they have examples for, but I think good advice also. It's kind of a combination, but I think that he probably is given this based on his own experience with it. But his big takeaway and piece of advice or mistake that he may or may not have made is not starting soon enough. And I think that we go through something called paralysis by analysis, rather. Again, we want to get everything just perfect, all the little details and ticks and ties. And while it's good to, put the best product forward that you can, doesn't have to be perfect, right? And part of the reason that I say that is that you're building it in isolation without necessarily feedback from your end users sometimes, and in a lot of cases, when it comes to software or product development. And so I think the biggest thing you can do is there's something called an MVP, or most viable product, and you really want to shoot for this. And I see that right now taking place also, not in the various projects and programs that I happen to run into with the product owners, but also with projects in the crypto space right now. There's one that'll remain nameless that I think is they want to get it right, and it has to do with finances. So there's this extra level of security and detail that's needed there, and I agree with that. But at a certain point in time, you have to just launch the thing, right? And you have to get it out there. And I've seen, like I said, many examples of this, whether it be video game industry, healthcare, or crypto, like I just mentioned. And the thing you want to do is get the best product, the most viable product out there, because speed to market also has a big impact on how well your product or service or software or project, that when it launches, that's also a big piece of it. And I think that Bitcoin, because it's the first technically the first cryptocurrency to launch, it has such significant market share, even though it's not the best technology out there by a long stretch, right? It has store of value, but that's pretty much it. And they're trying to, build on top of that to, with Lightning to make it, more user friendly. But there's way better, technologies out there. For instance, XRP with Ripple. So, again, another, I think, great example or appropriate example in terms of the need to get something to market, versus trying to get it perfect. So anyway, that's going to do it. And again, if you do me a great favor, and before we get going here, just click the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you're watching this on. Again, I greatly appreciate it, and we will talk to you at the next video.